Live from Austin, Texas, with host Rosie Newberry. Local trends, shopping, and more. This is Studio 512.
The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by Susan G. Komen. The 2025 Komen More Than Pink Walk is coming up, y'all, on Sunday, October 26th at Barton Creek Square. Executive Director Joanna Linden and Kelly Bodu, breast cancer survivor and board member, are both here to tell us more about it. Happy to have so much pink in the studio. Good morning, y'all.
Thank you.
Good morning. Lovely to have you here. All right, let's start with you, Joanna. Tell us about the Susan G. Komen More Than Pink Walk and basically what attendees can expect. This is something you've been doing for a long time.
Yes, this is our annual fundraising community gathering event where the whole Komen community comes together and stands in solidarity together and raises critical funds for research and patient navigation.
And it's lots of people. I have emceed this event before. Thousands.
It is thousands and thousands, and it includes pets and families and so many people coming together, not just people experiencing breast cancer, but corporate sponsors and community sponsors really come together to fight cancer.
Absolutely, and people who just believe that this should be eradicated. Okay, Kelly, if you wouldn't mind, I know it's a little bit tender, but if you could share a bit about your story since you are a breast cancer survivor.
Yes, so I was diagnosed at 29 weeks pregnant with my last child, a girl. Wow. I had a 3-year-old little boy at home, and I mean, it was really tough. So I had to go through chemo right before giving birth, and I gave birth. I got 2 weeks off after post-birth, and then I went back to chemo, and then I was stage 3. So I had to do the mastectomy and the radiation and reconstruction. I just healed from reconstruction in July of this year. Wow. So it's been a 2-year journey for me. I am 1 year plus in remission, and I'm happy to be here and just share my story and help other women through their stories.
It gives me goosebumps. I am so glad that you are here with us, and I asked you if you rang the bell, and you said you rang the bell at every stage.
I rang that bell at every stage, after chemo, after mastectomy, after radiation, after wound healing. I was happy to ring that bell, and it was just another goal that I got to.
And so wonderful to have someone like you out at the walk for other women who might be actively going through breast cancer, and they can see someone who has come out on the other side and who has fought through it, because this thing is not easy, is it?
It is not easy. No. And giving that little bit of hope at the end of this long journey that nobody wanted to be a part of is really kind of one of my main values.
Absolutely, yeah. Okay, so let's talk, Joanna, about how this is such a big fundraiser for Susan G. Komen. I would say it's probably one of your biggest of the year.
It is, yeah.
Okay,
yes.
And where does the money go?
So Susan G. Komen is on the front lines of breast cancer research and also in supporting patients and people going through cancer through patient navigation. We are also very active in public policy with the federal government, ensuring that those federal dollars stay intact for finding a cure for breast cancer. So since Susan G. Komen was founded, we've invested over $1 billion in breast cancer research.
Wow.
To fight and to end this disease.
Okay, incredible. And Kelly, I want to ask about, you doing the walk. You said, when I was a kid, it was at a different place downtown, but you've been involved on and off throughout the years.
Yes.
What's it like now being there as a survivor?
Well, now it's personal, right? So before, when I was in college and the walk was downtown, this is 20 years ago, and I was a spectator and I kind of empathized, but now I've lived it, and so this is a lived experience, and this is a hope-filled experience for everybody that has lived it, but also for their caregivers and their families and friends and sponsors to really see the group of hope that is resonating within that walk.
And a really good point about everybody who's invited. So everybody is invited,
yes.
But if you want to talk about people who might specifically be interested in coming, those caregivers, friends,
yes.
Part of your social circle, people who are
Right.
supporting you during this journey, and then of course breast cancer survivors and fighters themselves. Let's actually talk, Joanna, if we can, about the lay of the land currently with breast cancer diagnosis and survival, because it's actually getting a little bit more concerning.
That is true. The lay of the land right now is that more people under the age of 40 are being diagnosed with breast cancer, which is alarming, right? And so we're encouraging breast cancer screening early as possible. Before, it was recommended around the age of 40 to start getting breast cancer or, screenings, mammograms, but now it's recommended much earlier, and what we're seeing is earlier diagnoses in younger women.
So hopefully that earlier diagnosis means that we're catching it before it gets too far down,
Yes.
stage-wise. But then also not a comforting feeling, the fact that we're having to be so much more vigilant about it, because you were right at 40. You were right about the time where mammograms began.
I got pregnant and I turned 40 in March, and then you're not allowed to have a mammogram at 40 when you're pregnant. And so my daughter was born in August, but in my head I was like, oh, I'll just put it off and I'll do it after she's born. And that wasn't the case. And there's no genetic markers in my family, so there was no reason for me to do it under 40 as well.
Wow. Okay. So something to keep in mind, maybe just, do a breast cancer exam with your primary care, your OBGYN, just to be on top of things, even if you're in your 20s and 30s. I think that's
Especially if you have a family history.
family history. Okay. Something to really keep in mind. I want to hear, Kelly, if you can, when you hear about these numbers, the increased cancer diagnoses, the younger ages, what resonates with you about that?
The numbers are high, and the numbers that are rising are continually worrisome. But as a lived young person with cancer, it hits home, right? It's not just, Mary Jane out in the world. Like, it's my neighbor, it's myself, it's my sister, it's my friend. And so when it becomes personal, it's a personal fight. And that's why raising funds for breast cancer is so important, because it's my fight, right? I get to be here because KXAN raised all this money years ago for medication that keeps me alive at this point. So
we're doing it for people in the future as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, paying it forward. Okay, Joanna, the actual day, talk to us about the activities, that sort of thing, in the last minute that we've got here. Because there's a walk, yes, but there's lots of other things going on.
Yeah, so it's more than a walk. It really is a time for everybody just to come together and celebrate and stand in solidarity. But we've got sponsors coming. We have just groups coming in full regalia, like where they're dressed up,
Tutus,
pets,
you
and
name it.
a sea of pink. So it's a really great, energetic filled, hope filled time. Survivor stories are going to be happening. The walk is 1.5 miles around the mall, so everybody gets to go around together. But we'll have vendors there. We'll have what's called Hope Village for survivors, that they can come together and share their stories with each other. And it really is an opportunity to find hope in what can be such a very difficult time.
Such a good word to use. And just before we let you go, Kelly, so if somebody hasn't been to the walk before, what would you say?
I would say show up, because if you are going through treatment, we are there, and we know what that feels like. And we are a community. We're there for each other, and you find that strength and hope, right? Resilience isn't always loud. Sometimes it's just showing up for a walk and meeting other people.
That is a really good point.
Yes.
Okay, thank you both so much for your time, and thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Okay, the More Than Pink Walk is happening, y'all, on October 26th. It's not too far from now. Learn more about donating, registering, and volunteering at KXAN.org/Austin Walk. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by Susan G. Komen. The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored on behalf of Aura by Tips on TV.
Hey, did you know October is Cybersecurity Awareness Month? And it comes at a time when protecting personal information is urgent because, and this is really icky, y'all, there's a booming, did you know, $300 billion industry built on selling consumer data, often without your permission. Here to pull back the curtain today is Kristen Lewis, Chief Product Officer at Aura. Kristen is a nationally recognized digital safety expert who's spent nearly a decade developing tech that helps families protect their privacy. So big in this modern world. Kristen, good morning.
Morning. Thank you for having me.
Let's talk about data brokers, what they are, and why consumers like us should be concerned about them.
Sure. So data brokers are companies that collect your personal information and sell it to other businesses. And like you said, Rosie, it is a $300 billion industry. So this is not a small or, uncommon occurrence. These companies can pull from the things you're doing online, public records, your credit card purchases, and they package that all up into a really detailed profile that other businesses, purchase so that they can target you for their products and services.
Kristen, how do these businesses make money off of our personal info?
Yeah, so your everyday actions become a product to sell for these companies. So whether it's the websites you're visiting, the things that you're searching for, the things you're posting on social media, all of that is being compiled into these profiles and being sold to advertisers, employers, anybody who can benefit from either, targeting individuals with that type of profile or verifying certain events for those individuals.
And are there times that data brokers collect more information and maybe times in our life where we should be a little extra cautious?
Yeah, for sure. So if you think about some of those really high value moments for data brokers that land you on a particular marketing list, things like buying a home, having your first baby, buying a car, scammers can purchase those same lists, and they are notorious for timing their schemes around these really stressful and expensive life moments that can leave consumers more susceptible, more vulnerable to responding to these types of scams. So if you think about you're buying a home, you're receiving calls from unknown numbers, or you get a link about completing this, transaction or application related to your new home. These are the types of things that scammers are really intentionally taking advantage of and using to kind of lure you into giving away personal or financial information that you definitely don't want to.
Absolutely. It's kind of a scary thing. So I think the big question as we're hearing you talk today is what can we do? What steps can we take to protect our information online?
Yes, there is hope. That's the good thing. So your information is likely out there. A quick Google search is sometimes all it takes to really open your eyes to how readily accessible information about yourself is available online. There are many data broker sites that, allow you to opt out of their service and remove your information, but there are hundreds and hundreds of data brokers. And a dirty little secret is that they can re-add your information after you remove it once. So having a service like Aura's that can handle this for you is a really good bet for most consumers, just because keeping an eye on it yourself can be really overwhelming.
Okay, yeah, you bring up a good point. How can Aura help?
So data broker removal is one of the key services that Aura provides, but we also make it really easy to not only get your information off of the internet, but if anybody already has your information in their hands, we provide all sorts of scam protection so that we can filter out all the noise from those scam and spam calls, texts, and emails, and also provide really valuable monitoring and alerts so that if somebody's using your information to do anything from open a new loan to open a new bank account, you'd be alerted right away so that you can intervene before it's too late.
Yeah, important stuff today. Okay, where can we go for more information?
You can find a lot more information on this topic on our website at aura.com.
The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored on behalf of Aura by Tips on TV. Welcome back, everybody. The 4th annual Round Rock Pumpkin Festival is underway, and it's a ton of fun for the whole family. Founder Jeremy Farmer is here to tell us more about this for a limited time only event, and he brought the family with him today. So he's got his better half over here, Jamie. We've also got Rumi from K-Pop Demon Hunters, and Spidey, of course, Spider-Man, also known as Maddie and Max. So guys, give a big wave to the camera so everybody can see you. All right. And Jamie, thank you so much. We'll have you guys scoot off camera. We really appreciate it. Jeremy, it's nice to have your family in this studio.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us back.
Yeah, and this is your 4th annual, so every single year gets bigger, gets better.
Yes.
Remind us a little bit about the festival.
So again, it's our 4th year. We are located at the Round Rock, the Round Rock Festival is at Old Settlers Park in Round Rock. So it's a big park. Everybody in town kind of knows it. It's where all the soccer games are. It's also a very historic place in Round Rock and in Central Texas as well. So we set the pumpkin patch up around old pioneer cabins, old wagons. So it's got a real rustic and historic, atmosphere, and we're kind of bringing modern Halloween traditions and history together at the same time.
I'm hearing a lot of picture opportunities is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, we put a lot of effort into that. Yeah, we have a lot of photo opportunities kind of everywhere you turn. There's artwork throughout the whole place. There's hay bales, and again, the wagons and the cabins and stuff. So.
And taking pictures with pumpkins, as we can see this lovely family here. Last year, you brought me pumpkin knowledge. This year, if you wouldn't mind, just give me an idea of some of the pumpkins you brought.
Sure. So these, of course, are your standard jack-o'-lanterns. These are good for carving. This is a really big one here, of course.
I did not know that there was actually like a jack-o'-lantern pumpkin, but now I know this is the beautiful one.
Yes.
This is the one that you want to carve.
This is the one for carving, and definitely good for pumpkin seeds and stuff like that. Not necessarily great for cooking. We do have some of those here as well,
This
though.
is a cooking pumpkin.
So these are adorable, and we just put those on the ground yesterday. So those are baby jacks, so they're the same as this one.
Oh,
of course.
okay.
It's very, very small.
I was making guesses. Are there any other ones that are good for eating around here?
Yes. So this is a New England cheddar, and that's definitely good for cooking. Very high in sugar. And the same with this one. This blue one is called a Ghirardelli. It's definitely high in sugar as well, and they're all high in vitamins and potassium. Antioxidants are all very good for you. So.
Very cool. And I have to ask what this pumpkin is.
This is the founder's favorite and the festival's favorite. This is called 1-2 Mini. Looks kind of like a bloodshot eyeball. We have a ton
That's a good adult joke.
Yes, that's the way they name them at the farm, actually.
Gotcha.
So we have a lot of all of these varieties and more. We do have the Cinderellas and the fairy tales as well. Those are big, so we just brought some of the smaller ones. The mini pumpkins, of course, are a favorite for the crowd. We have pumpkin painting and a bunch of other activities at the festival as well.
So cool. Yeah, and I do want to ask about activities that we can expect. There is a lot to do, but specifically for the kiddos, there's live animals, and in fact, you're going to have baby goats wandering around
There's just goats wandering around and hanging out with the families.
Being little lawnmowers.
Yes. So we do have, a slime station with our pumpkin painting. We have some arts and crafts on different days. We have bouncy houses, bounce pads. We have a new corn maze. That's an inflatable corn maze, so definitely good for little kids. Bouncy animals. This year we added a spooky super slide. That's been a big hit, and everybody's out there having a good time.
Wonderful. Yeah, I did write Children of the Corn on one picture. Not scary, I don't actually mean that. But you have shucked corn kernels, and it's kind of a play pit.
Yes, it's like a sandbox, but it's not as messy.
This little girl is having the time of her life.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's about 6,000 pounds of corn that we put out there, and it's surrounded by hay bales, and that's where you'll find most people while they're at the festival.
Wow.
So.
Sounds like fun.
Yes.
Okay, I want to ask about food and drink, and as I do so, that's going to throw us back to Jamie, your better half over here, because she is quite a cook.
Oh, yeah.
Taco Baby is her baby.
Yes, absolutely. Taco Baby is serving all of the food at the Round Rock Pumpkin Festival for the second year. This is our fourth year, and this is the second year that she's going to be serving Tex-Mex food there, tacos, quesadillas, nachos, and then stuff for the children too, like hot dogs, hamburgers, french fries, corn dogs. We have all the carnival food as well, like funnel cake and cotton candy.
I'm officially going.
All right.
Not like I was on the fence before, but once you say funnel cake, I'm officially in.
Definitely something for everybody. And we have, fresh, delicious lemonade. We have an ice cream truck there serving Bluebell and a bunch of delicious flavors. So.
Because even though it's fall, it's still Texas.
It's still hot. Yeah, let's have a lemonade and look for a pumpkin.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, I do want to talk about some of your special rates because there are folks who have given back consistently to our community, and you want to give back to them.
Absolutely. So we've done this every year, and we do allow veterans and military, active military, first responders, teachers with an ID are free. And, I have all those things in my family, and we have kids that are elementary age, so we want to give back to those people.
That's
and,
wonderful.
Definitely come on out with your families.
Yeah, and you're also going to do a trick-or-treat event this year.
Yes, we're going to be open on Halloween this year, so that'll be our last day, Friday the 31st. And, bring your kids out there in costume. All of our vendors will have, kind of a trunk or treat set up or whatever at their booths. And
safe, all enclosed. That's a really good idea for trick-or-treating.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, it is very safe. It's stroller friendly, definitely wheelchair accessible as well. And there's a big perimeter fence around there. So The goats and the kids are stuck in the festival.
The kids and the kids.
The kids and the kids, yes.
And before I let you go, benefits go back to Austin Pets Alive.
Yes, absolutely. So we make a donation every year to the location, to Old Settlers Park, and to Austin Pets Alive. So your tickets online and at the entry will benefit both of those things.
Okay, I know you're not around for a whole lot longer, so people have got to get out and enjoy this. Thank you so much for your time, Jeremy.
Thank you.
And gosh, you have such a cute family. Okay, guys, get tickets for the Round Rock Pumpkin Festival at Old Settlers Park, happening now through Halloween, online right now at roundrockpumpkinfestival.com. The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored on behalf of Kenvue by Tips on TV.
More than 30 million Americans are enrolled in Medicare Advantage, yet billions of dollars, believe it or not, in valuable over-the-counter OTC allowance benefits go unused every single year. These funds can help pay for everyday health and wellness essentials. So here to explain how to make the most out of these benefits is certified financial planner and author Shinabu Hindert, who's teaming up with Kenvue, a company behind the well-known brands. Shinabu is the author of Investing is Your Superpower, Step-by-Step Guide to Creating the Lifestyle You've Always Wanted, which is a book I immediately need to read. Shinabu, it's lovely to have you. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Rosie.
Why is it so important for consumers to know about their benefits?
Well, as a financial planner and wellness expert, I've seen how overlooked benefits can impact both health and finances. With Medicare Advantage, the OTC benefit can mean hundreds of dollars in savings each year on products people already rely on. Pain relievers, cold and flu remedies, dental rinses, even skincare. But here's the catch. These funds don't roll over. If they aren't used, they're lost. And nationally, that adds up to billions of wasted dollars. That's why it's so important to know what's included in the plan and to take full advantage of the Medicare Advantage OTC benefit.
Not only that, but with everything getting so expensive, that's the sort of stuff that can help take a little bit of a load off to know about these benefits. So what types of products, if you wouldn't mind, are covered in most Advantage plans?
Most Medicare Advantage OTC benefits cover a wide range of self-care essentials. Tylenol for pain relief, Zyrtec for allergies, Neutrogena for sunscreen, Listerine for oral care, and Band-Aid for first aid. These are products used regularly in daily life, and having them covered through Medicare Advantage OTC benefits means people can maintain their routines without worrying as much about cost. However, it's very important to make sure you're checking with your plan administrator on what products are covered under your specific plan.
What does research tell us about health and personal care routine?
Findings in Kenvue's A New View of Care report show that while most people don't completely stop their personal care routines, cost definitely affects how often they use products. In fact, 1 in 3 consumers say price is the #1 factor in sticking with their routines. That's where Medicare Advantage OTC benefits really matter. They help reduce financial pressure so members can keep up with essentials like dental rinses, cold remedies, and skincare. Using these benefits on Kenvue brands gives consumers peace of mind they're choosing reliable products they can count on.
Gotcha. Is there an easy way to make the most of over-the-counter benefits?
Medicare Advantage OTC benefits are designed to be simple to use. Typically, members have 3 options: order from their plan's catalog or website, submit receipts for reimbursement after shopping at retail, or use a special OTC debit card right in store. It just depends on the plan. The key is to check how benefits are structured and to remember that funds expire. So use them before the cycle end. That is the best way to make sure the Medicare Advantage OTC benefits don't go to waste.
Absolutely. And what are some things that are common items maybe people are paying out of pocket for right now that they don't know are actually covered?
The list is longer than most people think. Beyond pain relievers and allergy medications, Medicare Advantage OTC benefits often cover digestive health products like Pepcid, skincare essentials such as Neutrogena sunblock, certain Listerine dental care products, and first aid necessities from Band-Aid. These are everyday items, and having them covered through OTC benefits makes it easier to stay stocked up and prepared.
Lovely. Okay, where can we go for more information today, Shinabu?
For more information on all that we discussed and to explore the trusted brands your benefits can cover, check out kenviewbrands.com/US/medadvantage.
We appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you, Rosie.
The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored on behalf of Kenview by Tips on TV. Welcome back, folks. I was lucky enough last week to check out a restaurant that has just opened. It's called Fat Rabbit Social House, and it's in downtown Austin. Power couple owners and operators, Rachel Treadwell and Lisa Hawes, are here to tell us more about this new spot. Y'all, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for having us.
Thank you for being here. Rachel, we're starting with you. This is your baby. Tell us about Fat Rabbit and how y'all got started.
We had the opportunity to take over a space that has been there for a little while, Forthright Cafe. And I jumped on the opportunity, hopped on it, I guess you could say. Hopped on the opportunity to take that, and we had 30 days to rebrand and remodel and relaunch, and we did it before ACL Weekend 1. So we are 2 weeks in.
Yeah, well, and I remember talking to you the other day at the restaurant, and you said it's actually imperative that you do get a restaurant open for that sort of tourism, so you guys were able to capture some of that.
Yeah, we definitely we took advantage of the opportunity, and we're thankful for everyone that came, and it was a hit with everyone, and we're just I know we're so grateful for it.
And you've got a long history in hospitality and restaurant management.
Yes.
And so this is kind of your tour of the best when we start talking about the menu.
Yeah, when you talk about collaboration of things, I have had the opportunity to work at some really interesting and lovely restaurants, and so I took all the best of all of those menu items and made them all into one for Fat Rabbit.
All right.
Yeah.
And so, of course, we have to talk about the other half happening here. So it's social media, not only that, makes Fat Rabbit look good, but you're a full-time photographer. And the reason that Fat Rabbit is so comfortable, so cozy, and makes you want to sit and just chat for hours is all aesthetically down to you.
Yes, it is. When Rachel wanted to open her restaurant, I've been to the previous one, so I knew the vibe that she wanted to have, and we just kind of talked about it a lot and ran with it, and we poured it into Fat Rabbit. So yeah, it's the place that you want to come, you want to enjoy, have a cocktail, have a bite to eat, and just relax and stay a while.
After we finished our meal, we went outside because the patio is gorgeous and talked even longer because, I mean, it's just a really cozy spot. And it actually comes from a really sweet place. You guys actually have a pet rabbit.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Rowdy.
Rowdy's her name, and
and Rowdy's her game.
Rowdy's her game. Rowdy is her game too. Lisa is a wonderful lover of animals, and a good friend of ours talked us into adopting some animals that were going to be used for dining, and so we adopted all of them.
All the rabbits.
All the rabbits came together, and then they made one little special one that we have kept, and her name is Rowdy. That's her right there.
Oh my God!
That's her right there.
How sweet is she?
She's not that tiny anymore. She is a fat rabbit, and so
What
when
a
we were
little
trying to
angel.
collaborate or figure out what we wanted to name the restaurant, I thought, why not Fat Rabbit? Because who doesn't love a fat rabbit?
Who
right?
doesn't love a big fat rabbit?
Yep.
How sweet. Okay, and one of the big things that's a huge seller on your menu actually has a lavender in it. It's lavender goat cheese fried cheese balls.
Yes, they
Okay,
are.
show us off a little bit of this.
So it's a fairly lengthy process that I'm trying to make as quick as possible. What we take us
For TV magic.
Yeah, we take fresh goat cheese and then we quickly dredge it.
And this is a dredging of?
Just an egg wash.
An egg wash,
Yeah,
okay.
so we'll go there and then switch hands, and we're going to put it in our breading, the panko.
Panko breadcrumbs, okay.
And then we're going to finish in our lavender buds.
So you're putting real lavender.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we finish here, and let me take that off of there so we don't make a mess. And this will be the final presentation.
Sure.
And
So
it's
you fry these for just a minute
Just
or
a
two?
little bitty bit. We don't want the cheese to come out. And
Look at that. Is this honey?
It is clover honey.
Clover honey.
Yep. And
Clever.
then we top it with some black pepper. And it is an amazing, amazing mouthful of both. It's a little savory with the goat cheese, and then obviously the sweet.
A little bit
with
of
the
sweet
honey.
as well.
Yeah.
I will back her up on this. I I had it. It was absolutely
Everybody
delicious.
wants them by the bucket.
I was going to say, it's a great example of something you can order right when you get into the restaurant while you're chatting with your friends and no one has properly looked at the menu yet.
Yep.
And it'll come in a couple of delicious mouthfuls before you get your actual food going, which is awesome. Lisa, let's talk about specials. You guys are actually, as a brunch spot, kind of turning things around and going night side starting in November.
We are. So being from Austin, I grew up listening to music all around town. And so our goal here is to create a space that supports local musicians that can come in and play like a 90-minute set. Currently we have Ray Prim booked for the second Friday in November for the next 3 Fridays.
Oh, nice.
So it's going to be a listening lounge. It's going to be about the music. People can come have a cocktail. We're going to have light bar snacks, not dinner service, because it's all about the music and the artist. So come have a drink, listen to local artists play, and we'll also do some jazz and kind of mix it up, but focus really on supporting local Austin musicians.
Yeah, and such a wonderful atmosphere to do that in. And I'm glad that you brought up kind of the nightside stuff, because I want to flip back to dayside for just a second. I want to hear what else is on your menu. I had myself a really good sandwich.
Right, that was an important part of what we wanted to add to that element, was that to not just have breakfast items. I wanted to provide things for the local businesses, the offices that were around, that you can have lunch there also. So we've got a smash burger that's double meat patties, double cheese, a bacon jam. We have several sandwiches and lots of salads as well.
Okay.
So it's nice to come off Lady Bird Lake after you're doing the hike and bike trail, hop up, get a cup of coffee or get a glass of wine, get a glass of tea, and also have lunch. And the best part too is we have surface level parking downtown.
Let's do
that
for that.
So we have parking downtown.
Because this is a genuine thing that will make me
It's a make or break, and
yeah.
it was something that I definitely was a selling point. So we have parking on the west side and the east side of the building. On the weekends, we have free parking in the garage for an hour and a half.
Oh, lovely.
So go check it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
And where and when can we dine with you?
We are open every day of the week except for Tuesdays from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. And again, we're adding that element of the cocktail lounge. Friday and Saturday night, that will be from 7 to 11 p.m.
Okay, sounds good to me. Congratulations,
Thank you.
y'all. I can't wait to see
So glad to be here. Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
To see how things go. I'm excited for y'all.
Yeah.
Guys, let's show Fat Rabbit a little love and support. See hours and location right now at fatrabbitatx.com. The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by Rosedale Acupuncture and Wellness. Linda Gann was stuck on the couch, losing hope and constantly in pain. But that changed when she came to Rosedale Acupuncture and Wellness. Dr. Lucas Brown is here to tell us more. And Dr. Brown, if we can, start by telling me what was going on with Linda when she came in to see you.
Yeah, so Linda was like most of our patients. You know, they've tried everything else. A lot of our patients have tried surgeries, medications, implants, nothing still worked for them. Linda is one of our neuropathy patients, which is the #1 thing we treat here. And along with that comes a whole host of other problems that we treat at the same time.
Let's go ahead and take a listen to Linda in her own words.
Before I found Rosedale Acupuncture, I had several medical problems. Arthritis and neuropathy were 2 of the ones that I had. And I was in a lot of pain, and traditional medicine was not curing those problems. Since I started the acupuncture with Rosedale, my neuropathy is probably 50% better. My arthritis pain is 90 to 95% gone. I have some wounds, and they have been doing ozone treatments on them, and they are healing much more rapidly. I had no sense of taste, and now I have about 90% sense of taste. I ended up laying on the couch more than I did exercising, and now I've started back with my exercise programs. Dr. Brown is very, very pleasant and friendly also. I couldn't ask for a better place or clinic to go to. It's worth a try. If you're in pain and nothing else is working, I would try it.
We just heard Linda there describe pain from arthritis and neuropathy that just traditional medicine could not help. Is that pretty common?
It's pretty common. I mean, we look at the body through a different lens than Western medicine. A lot of times Western medicine's very siloed. You know, everyone focuses on their own thing. So it's kind of like a single note on the piano. Whereas here we don't rely on just acupuncture. We also include more cutting edge therapies.
I also heard Linda mention wound care. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
A lot of times we have wounds that just aren't healing, and we can really speed up that process. Ozone therapy, we use it a lot for wound care, but we also use it for eye conditions, brain fog, long COVID. But for wound care, it really outperforms anything else. Come in for a conversation. You know, I have been doing this long enough that if I feel like I can help you, I'll give you a good idea of exactly what treatment will look like and what outcomes you might possibly receive.
All right, Dr. Brown, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Call now to schedule your free consultation with Dr. Brown at 512-623-1996. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by Rosedale Acupuncture and Wellness. We have a lot of fun here on Studio 512. If you missed any of our great segments, be sure to check out our website where we like to post the fun things we do. Our feed covers content like arts and entertainment, food and drink, fashion and beauty, home and garden, stuff for kids and pets, as well as information from area experts. In addition, you can check out web-exclusive content that you can only find on Studio512TV.com. We also love to post behind-the-scenes funny moments, outfit inspirations, and more on social media. Find us by searching for Studio 512 on your favorite platform. You don't want to miss a single post. Be sure to follow us, check out our website, and watch us every weekday at 11 a.m. right here on CW Austin. Hey, we are happy to be able to offer you some help if you're out there searching for jobs. KXAN has partnered with ZipRecruiter to help you find thousands of job openings in Austin and around the country. Just go to kxan.com/jobs where you can search thousands of new postings every single day. Check it out right now and get started on the path to your next career. Content segments during Studio 512 were paid for by Aura by Tips on TV, KenView by Tips on TV, and Rosedale Acupuncture and Wellness.